Hello everyone, this is Satish Kumar. So I'm here with another lesson on self-management, and in this lesson we are going to learn about a very important topic known as knowing about ourselves. It is known as knowing yourself or know thyself. The word know thyself was given by Socrates. Okay, see, this is not self-awareness. Of course, it is self-awareness. Self-awareness is something you analyze about yourself, but knowing is going totally deep into yourself, reflecting about your past, even your childhood. Okay, so in self-awareness, we concern about what is our emotion like that. Okay, so knowing totally about yourself, who you are today, and why you are today like this, and what you always wanted to be, and why you don't have such a thing, and all this we were going to see here very systematically. Okay, say Aristotle gave this word know thyself, and he even said another very important quote, a quote which was introduced to me by my personality development professor, Dr. Murali, and he, while giving an autograph, he wrote that word to me. That is, the unexamined life is not worth living. Okay, this was given by Socrates. Okay, and he wrote that to me. In fact, when a teacher who inspires you gives something, no, you want to know about it. Okay, so I took that quote and I understood later it was written by Socrates, and it was in this Know Thyself, where Socrates is talking about having a good understanding about ourselves is very important. And if you don't analyze or reflect on our life, we are living a life which is not worth living. Okay, in fact, a famous management thinker or leadership thinker, Warren Bennis, also uh, expanded this quote. He said that the unexamined life is impossible to live successfully. Impossible to live successfully. So, in order to you to realize your potential, your true self, you have to reflect on it. Okay. See, there are three types of self. Okay. First is the your real self. What is you are at present. Okay. That is your what is you are today. Okay. The second is an ideal self of what we wanted to be. Okay, what we always wanted to be. Okay, that is the second. Okay, and there is another self, that is what the opinion of people have about ourselves. Okay, or this may be our close circles like our family, our parents, our teachers, our colleagues, and all these people, they view. In fact, all these people influence us. As a result, their opinion also matters. So we have an idea about ourselves based on their understanding of ourselves. Okay. So we, in fact, sometimes we, because others believe in us something, some way, we actually accept that. And if that other is a most significant persons like our parents, our brothers, and our friends, close friends, all of them believe we are in a certain type way, we actually accept that. In fact, that is what we have been taught to live. In fact, when you reach your adulthood, no, you always see that your life has been shaped by these people. Okay, apart from your what you have inherited by your heredity, by also the environmental, all these environmental factors. Okay, so where is your true self? So this is the opinion of others. Okay, then there is the in fact, most often your present situation is the opinion that people hold on you. Okay, that the second is what you always wanted to be. Okay, an ideal self. You may have high ambition. You may be thinking of yourself of something great. Okay, for example, நான் சின்ன வயசில் வளரும்போதெல்லாம் எல்லாருமே என்னை பார்க்கும்போது என்ன சொல்லுவாங்கன்னா, நீங்கள் பார்க்குறதுக்கு விஜய் மாதிரி இருக்கீங்கம்பாங்க, ஓட்டுவாங்க. ஆனால் நான் வந்து என்னை விஜயாவே கற்பனை பண்ணிக்குவேன். அப்போது நம்ம விஜயாவே கற்பனை பண்ணிகிட்டு இருப்போம். ஆனால் நம்ம அந்த அளவு வாழ்கிறோமாங்கிறது வேறு விஷயம். ஸோ நம்ம ஐடியல் செல்ஃப் வில் பி டோட்டலி டிஃப்ரெண்ட், பட் what we are living is totally different. What at present you are, okay, how you are behaving, okay, there is a difference. And there is a third thing, that is your true self, which you could become. Okay, what you could become, that is your true self. And in order to achieve that true self, that what you could become, that is the third important thing. Okay, your ideal self is not important, what you wanted to become. And the first thing that people hold your opinion, no, that is what you are present, no, that is also not important. What you are capable of becoming. Okay, in fact, there is this famous quote by the psychologist William James, one of the earliest psychologists, the man who gave a definition of psychology, William James. He says that, I have often thought that the best way to define a man's character would be to seek out the particular mental and moral attitude in which, when it came upon him, he felt himself most deeply and intensively active and alive. Okay, at such moment, there is a voice inside which speaks and says, this is real me. Okay, for example, you do something, okay, and when you do those things, you feel like you are totally engaged in it, you are motivated to a highest level, you feel very comfortable in doing that. Okay, and that is what your real self. And all other things which you do with depression, which you do with unsatisfactory feeling, which you do it for duty, and all those things are not yourself. So that is what William James mean. So we have to find that. In order to find that, what we have to do, that is what Socrates is saying, the unexamined life is not worth living. So today we are something, we have been shaped by our heredity and we have been shaped by our environment. Okay, the prevailing equation today is, this is given very beautifully by Warren Bennis in his book on becoming a leader. In fact, I love that book. It is one of the classics. Okay, I started reading when I was doing my management. In fact, Warren Bennis is a great management thinker, leadership thinker. He gives this equation. Okay, your family, your friends, your school is equals to you. You could also add that family, schools and friends with your, you could also add their heredity. Okay, that is what you, that is what the basic equation, and that is what we believe so far. Okay, what has happened to us and what is happening to us, we believe. Okay, but he gives a new equation, that is your family plus your school plus your friends divided by you equals to you. Okay, you cannot escape these people influence on you, your family, your friends, your school, your environment, and all the things. You cannot expect escape from these people. They will influence, keep on influencing us. But there will also be your heredity, what you inherited. But all these will not determine you. Okay, you as a person, you are that, you have your sixth sense, you also contribute something, and only when you divide all these things with you, you will arrive at true you. That is what the equation that he gives, and I find it very interesting because he talks about the importance of having self knowledge about ourselves. Every individual should undergo this process at some point of time, which is called inner journey by thinkers. Okay, what he's saying is we have to reflect ourselves. Okay, we have to reflect ourselves in order to understand what we are today. Okay, see, lot of people have done this at some point of time in their life. Okay, they are either forced to do it. Okay, some people will do it just because they wanted to change themselves, because they feel that the life that they are living is not very boring and other things, so they wanted to reinvent themselves, so they try to understand them. Okay, so this thing of understanding ourselves, we have to take it at any point of time to realize our full potential. Okay, to in fact, knowing ourselves is the very very important skill. Okay, the any person, see, we all could identify fault in others, but none of us could identify fault in ourselves. In fact, we don't even consider what we do as fault. Okay, see, I'll give you a classical example. When we go to a marriage where our social circle is there, okay, and when they are putting some dinner or lunch to us, no, if you are going to relative house or if you are going to a marriage function, when you are going to eat something, okay, in the public forum, no, you will behave like you will be the most disciplined person, like you will eat it very slowly, the food, eh? And all things, you won't even drop a food from your plate, and all those things you will do. Okay, but the same you will act quite differently when you are left alone in your home. In fact, your real self is when you are left alone is home, what you are doing, okay, your behavior. Okay, but you put a performance in front of people that you are a good person. In fact, in some way that is good, because that is one reason why getting along with people and being in a social circle is good for us, because when we are left alone, very often we think and do whatever we want to do. But in a social circle, this social circle will always influence us, okay, to do, in fact, at least for the sake of to be seen favorable in the social circle, we will do things good. That way we will acquire good habits, and that is one reason why conditioning is very very important as part of man's learning. Okay, so when we are in a social circle, we will behave good, so there is nothing wrong about it. But but this is not the right way. You also have to practice to do those things while you are alone. Okay, so here we have to understand why today we are doing what we are doing, why we are today at this level, why we never achieved what we want always to achieve. So some 5-10 years back you might have set a goal, but today you may not have achieved that goal, and we always have some grievances. Okay, none of us is perfect, and we also think something and we do something. Okay, so none of us is 100% perfect, but the difference is some people will target, if they target 100, they will target achieve 80, they will achieve something 80, 60, 70, so they feel satisfied. But there are people who target 100 and they will achieve only 30. It is like failing an exam. Okay, that's why we call certain people losers in the life. So what happened is, we have to understand why we targeted something, why didn't we achieve. All this will come under self awareness. Okay, this could be done only by self reflection. Self reflection means going past about yourself, understanding about yourself. Okay, so in order to overcome our present situation, we have to learn about ourselves. And this learning, this self knowledge, Warren Bennis says, okay, there are 4 ways to learn. And he particularly mentions no one can teach you, none of us can teach you. Even I am giving this lesson, I want to understand this point very clear. No one can teach you. Even in this lesson you will not learn anything, you have to learn about it, but you will give some points here. Okay, so no one can teach you to become yourself, because you only know what you are. You only have your knowledge about what your past, your memory and everything. We could guide you. Okay, so to express yourself, to take charge of yourself, only you could do. So Warren Bennis is clearly giving 4 lessons. In fact, that is the guidance that he is giving. 4 lessons for self knowledge. Okay, he says that first is, you are your own best teacher. You, only you could learn about yourself. Okay, the second is, accept responsibility, blame no one. This is the fundamental thing about understanding ourselves, achieving ourselves. See, we cannot blame it on our heredity. We inherited only this much. Okay, we cannot blame it on our parents or our early childhood, where we may have been grown in a dysfunctional family. Okay, we may have faced bullies in our schools, so that we may not develop healthily. Okay, so we may not have good education. Okay, there are hundreds of reasons we can come up with for our failures. Okay, and here Warren Bennis says, accept responsibility for whatever happened to you, blame no one. Of course, there are people who have influenced you to, in fact, they might have contributed their own share of things for your failures, but blame no one. If you started blaming others, you will never take responsibility for your life. You have self awareness, you have self knowledge, you have to accept responsibility. What you could do now, take care of your life. In the past, you have been controlled by your environment. In your past, you have been controlled by your parents or your relatives or your school bullies or anything might have. But now, which might have adulthood, right? Take care of yourself. Take control of your life. That is what he is saying. Accept responsibility. Whatever happened, don't put the blame on others. Of course, it happened. Okay, so now recovering is, accept responsibility, blame no one. Okay, and he also gives a third important point for self knowledge, that you could learn anything about yourself, because you have everything stored in your brain, in your memory. All that you have to do is self reflection. Okay, you have to trigger it. Okay, and you also have to learn something about it, like this video and other things. Okay, in fact, I'm going to this process. I wanted to know myself better. Okay, so you can learn anything you wanted to learn. And finally, he gives that your true understanding comes from reflecting on your own experience, reflecting on you have this your memory from your childhood. Of course, something in your childhood you may not remember significant all the events, but some significant event that happened in your childhood, if you take time to reflect yourself, you will get it. And this reflecting process should be there. Please also remember, when you reflect, don't ruminate. That's the difference between self reflection and rumination, the psychological term. Rumination is when you are very stressed and depressed, no? When you are down, when your mood is not down, what you will do is you will engage in something like finding faults for our reasons, and you will start ruminating and you will get to nowhere. Self reflection is only finding an identity. In fact, here very important thing is the famous quote, true learning begins with unlearning. This is where your rumination will be eliminated. When you reflect and you know why you wanted to know why you are behaving today like this. So you reflect on it. and you find the reason, and then you forget it. You don't actually carry that for long. Okay, now you have to learn new behaviors and new things. That is what it said, true learning begins with unlearning. Okay, a very important thing. So now you have to unlearn a lot of things that you have learnt in childhood. For example, a behavior or habit, all these things. Okay, all this will come only when you acquire self knowledge, and this self knowledge you could achieve only by you yourself. Take, you have to accept responsibility, you have to teach yourself, and you have to reflect. Okay, you could reflect in multiple ways. Okay, see, you could learn things, no, as multiple ways. Okay, there are two basic motivations for learning. Okay, one is you wanted to know. Okay, you wanted to know why it is. You have a natural curiosity. We all have a natural curiosity about ourselves. Okay, so now, so that is one motivation. The second motivation is a gap between what we wanted to be and what we are. Okay, we always wanted to be something great or a big. We set huge goals, but we achieved something only little. So we wanted to fill this gap. So for both these reasons, we want to learn, and we have to learn in order to achieve. Okay, so you have to start first learning, and you have to be your own teacher. In fact, when you study things, no, nobody will be there to teach you about these things, about knowing about yourself. And in fact, even if you go to a greatest counseling psychologist, he will only ask you questions, and you will reflect about it, and you will come up with answers. So he will only guide you, he cannot give you solutions. So you have to reflect. Okay, you have to reflect about yourself. It is your own responsibility. And so the second is accepting responsibility. Okay, don't put your blame on your environment, don't put your blame on your early childhood, like I have not had good education, I did not have good parents, I raised in a poverty environment. Never go into such things. Okay, and whenever you put blame on others, you will never achieve anything. In fact, it is a way to escape your responsibility. So accepting responsibility is very, very important. Okay, and you should be willing to take chances to learn. Okay, and when you do this, okay, you will naturally understand about yourself. Okay, when you try to understand why I am today like this, what happened to me, what are the causes. Okay, these are all the causes. Okay, that is why I am behaving like today. In order for me to remove this, I have to remove all these things. For example, in your childhood, you might had a very raised in a poor poverty environment. So your family might not, you are raised in a family environment which is very inconvenient for you. So you might have developed this habit of smoking, which will give you some stress. That is what you believe, because cigarette is not going to relieve your stress, it is going to harm you, but you believe that cigarette is going to release your stress. Or you may engage in some other activities like drinking. Okay, or you may even have other activities. Okay, so you might have learned these bad habits, and these bad habits might be pulling you down today. Drinking is a one bad habit, will interfere in multiple ways, and there are other habits also. So some of these habits that you learned in your early childhood will always be an obstacle for your growth. So in those times, because you had those conditions, you have done that, and they have been formed as a habit, and they have been in you as a behavior. Now you want to change them. Okay, only then you will have growth. Okay, this you understand. You have to first understand that in those times, because of my childhood, I had this. Don't put the blame in my childhood, I am like that, I learned this, and now I cannot unlearn. You have to unlearn. That is the most important thing. Although your habit may be very deeply imbibed, You have to change your habit. Please watch my other lessons on self management where I talk by about how to overcome this. Okay, so first, in fact, I might have put this lesson first and that lesson later, but anyhow, no matter, you could learn that also. Okay, so always have self reflection, and even today, kindly sit for every 10 days, at least for 10 minutes, to reflect on yourself. What you did today, half an hour, even half an hour, whatever you did today, or even at least practice every week one day for half an hour. What I did in this entire week, what I wanted to do and what I did, what are all the mistakes I committed. Take note on that. This is what self reflection. And self reflection should be part of your daily experience. We all are very good at seeing other people, what they are doing, why they are doing, how they are doing. We are all having all these things. Why can't we understand about ourselves, what we are doing? Let us go outside of ourselves and let us watch ourselves, what we have done today, what we have done this week. Okay, and what we wanted to do and why we didn't do, and how we could do it better. That is how you will improve, the growth will come. That is what knowing ourselves. In fact, there's this very important thing. Any person who knows about himself at least 50% or 60% about himself, no person can know 100% about himself, because we act, we cannot keep on reflecting ourselves. No person can know entirely about, because we are here, we cannot see, but we can see. If we are having a close friend, we can see what he is doing, what he is thinking. Okay, we could know more about others than ourselves. That is the tragedy. We know more about others than ourselves because we don't take time to self reflect ourselves. But the most important thing, the most basic skill is to reflect ourselves and know ourselves. Okay, and when you know more about you, your strengths, your weakness, your opportunities, your threats, the resources you have, the financial struggles you have, your different weaknesses, your strength which could be enhanced, your weakness which have to be eliminated. When you clearly analyze all these things, and if you know about 50 to 60% of yourself and taking control of that, that is self control, regulation of yourself, and trying to achieve what you always wanted to be, you will become a successful person. Okay, so with this I end this lesson. We have learned what is knowing ourselves. Okay, know thyself. Okay, a very important part of self management. Please think about it. Okay, bye.